Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Spring Convocation 2022. We acknowledge that we gather today on the traditional territory of Treaty 6 and the homeland of the Métis. We pay our respects to the First Nations and Métis ancestors of this place, and we reaffirm our relationship with one another. Please stand as you are able for the honor song and the arrival of the Chancellor's platform party and our graduates.
Hey!
Thank you very much to our drum group, Buffalo Boy Productions, for performing today's honors song. Please remain standing as we join our vocalist, Linda Millette, for the singing of O Canada. Please be seated. Once again, graduates, distinguished guests, welcome. My name is Chelsea Wellness. I'm the University Secretary and Chief Governance Officer, and I have the honor of introducing to you the members of the platform party that you see before you. Beginning with the front row on the left and your right, Russ Eisinger, University Registrar. Vice Chief David Pratt. Jay Wilson, Vice Provost, Teaching, Learning, and Student Experience. Roland Duquette, Elder. Gordon Wyant, Minister of Advanced Education. Cheryl Hamelin, Vice President, University Relations. Irene, Provost and Vice President, Academic. President Peter Stoichev. Chancellor Grit McCreath. Susan Ormiston, today's honorary degree recipient. Peta Bonham-Smith, Dean, College of Arts and Science. Debbie Burston, Dean, College of Graduate and Postdoctoral Studies. Tammy Marsh, Dean, St. Thomas More College. Lolene Berdal, Executive Director, Johnson Shoyama Graduate School of Public Policy. Angela Jaime, Vice Provost, Indigenous Engagement. In the second row are orators, Zahida Iron, Megan Philitry, and Jennifer Milburn. Anne Doig, Senator and recipient of an Honorary Doctor of Laws 2013. Senators Darlene Clark and Kathy Gable. Abhineet Goswami, President, University of Saskatchewan Students' Union. Ozra Mohammadi, Vice President, External Affairs, Graduate Students Association. Patty McDougall, Deputy Provost. Jim Thornhill, President, University of Saskatchewan Retirees Association. Jill Blakely, Vice Dean, Faculty Relations, College of Arts and Science. Darren Olerking, Associate Dean, Student Affairs, College of Arts and Science. Baljit Singh, Vice President, Research. Bram Noble, Vice Dean, Research, Scholarly and Artistic Work, College of Arts and Science. Gerald Farthing, Associate Dean, St. Thomas More College. Timothy Jardine, Executive Director, School of Environment and Sustainability. And behind them, and I would ask them to stand, members of the faculty of the University of Saskatchewan. Please join me in expressing to all of these faculty, leaders, and members of our governing bodies our thanks for the work they have done by supporting, teaching, and encouraging our graduates.
Thank you, Dr. Wellness. Good afternoon, everyone. Eminent Chancellor, Graduates and families, honored guests, I want to acknowledge again for the benefit of the platform party that we're on Treaty 6 territory and the homeland of the Métis, and we pay our respects to our First Nations and Métis ancestors of this place and reaffirm our very important and strengthening everyday relationships with one another. And welcome to all of you who are joining us live stream as well. I thank the many people who are here today to be part of this moment in the University of Saskatchewan's history. I want to acknowledge Elder Roland Duquette, who was introduced to you, who joins us in the front row for every single convocation ceremony that we have at this university in honor of our Indigenous and non-Indigenous students as well. I ask you to acknowledge him when you cross the stage in a little while. Vice Chief of the FSIN, David Pratt, thank you very much, sir, for being with us. The Honorable Gordon Wyant, just appointed Minister of Advanced Education. Thank you very much, Minister Wyant, for being with us as well. And the Buffalo Boys drum group that plays an honors song at the beginning of every convocation ceremony. I also acknowledge the many faculty on the stage who are the core of this university. They have been leaders and mentors to so many of you who will graduate today. And I want to give a shout out to all of the family members, supporters of all of our graduands. And I know the graduands would join me in saying that they couldn't have achieved anything this big without all of your help along the way. Isn't it wonderful to be back together again after 2.5 years mostly spent apart from one another? Everyone among our university community of some 30,000 people contributed to getting us safely through the worst of the pandemic so far. And everyone contributed to ensuring this great university continued its exceptional tradition in research and teaching despite the many challenges that we all faced together. We're hopefully at the point of return, but we're also at the point of no return, because we have learned much from the pandemic experience that will change this university in important ways and that will help us help the world to be a better place. But I want to thank in particular all of the students here today who have endured the pandemic situation gracefully and resiliently, and it paid off, because here you are celebrating a milestone in your lives. Your hard work and perseverance have brought us together, and everyone here acknowledges and thanks you for that. We're also here because this university has brought us together. A university is a wonderful thing, crucial to the ongoing conversation that we call democracy. We're so fortunate to be in Canada and to have the freedoms we have. Given the world we're in now, where it is difficult to separate out what's true and what's not, where our future depends on knowledge and the correct use of it, where research holds the key to our greatest challenges, where not only free speech but informed speech are critical to our humanity, universities are needed more than they have ever been, and this University of Saskatchewan is needed more than it has ever been. It's why we say we govern ourselves not only on the basis of what we want to be, but what the world needs us to be. And what all of you crossing this stage today, strengthened with the University of Saskatchewan degree, go on to do in your lives will matter immensely to our collective future. It's a great privilege to have a university education. And with that privilege comes great responsibility. If you don't make the world a better place, who's going to do it? We need you to be thoughtful, educated, and humane leaders, because our world now depends upon it. Some of the country's most formidable political leaders got their degrees here. Not only a prime minister, but 9 Canadian premiers graduated from here. Many lieutenant governors of Saskatchewan and of other provinces too. many Canadian ambassadors to countries around the world. We need you to become groundbreaking researchers who change how we understand our world. Many who have gone on to do that graduated from here, and people who wanted to do that have come here because we provided a great place to do it. One was Gerhard Hertzberg, who was offered a position here in 1935 by our first president, Walter Murray, to escape Nazi Germany, when no other university on this continent had the vision to do that. Hertzberg won the Nobel Prize in Chemistry just over 50 years ago for the work that he did over a decade while a professor here. We need you to help find cures for cancer and many other health challenges. People at this university have done that. We're the home of the cobalt-60 radiation therapy that revolutionized cancer treatment in 1951 and saved the lives of millions of cancer patients around the world. Our former chancellor and this province's former Lieutenant Governor Sylvia Fedoruk worked on it when she was a student here. The casing for it was made by the small Acme Machine and Electric Company just a couple of miles from where we are right now on Idlewild Drive. It's a great Saskatoon and Saskatchewan story. Many thousands of patients were treated here over the next 20 years until it was replaced by newer technology. At our synchrotron, the only one in Canada, we've pioneered how to produce medical isotopes without using a nuclear reactor. And our cyclotron now provides medical isotopes to RUH instead of bringing them in from elsewhere, a fitting homage to that cobalt-60 work done here decades ago. We need you to be great athletes and coaches, and graduates of this university have been among them. Olympian Sandra Schmerler and NHL coaches Mike Babcock and Dave King were at the University of Saskatchewan. In fact, several of the NHL's head coaches were student athletes here with Huskies hockey. That history of excellence is why we were able to build Merlis Belcher Place and to be in it today together. We need every one of you to help ensure peace. There are many roads to that great goal. Just over 77 years after the last battles of the Second World War in May of 1945, I'm reminded of the 2,500 U of S faculty, staff, and students who enlisted in it, 202 of whom never returned home. Ensuring that democracy prevails, fragile and embattled as it can be, is another route. And that too is where we need all of you, to fight for the most important freedoms that the invasion of Ukraine proves cannot be taken for granted, and to do this by understanding the difference between truth and its imposters. That's what a university education can do for all of us, as can informed journalism, which is why we're bestowing our highest honor we've got to Susan Ormiston this afternoon. We need you to continue the work being done at this university on how to provide food to the world's rapidly growing population. In order to meet the world's food needs, agricultural productivity needs to almost double. Our Global Institute for Food Security is helping do just that, enabled by great work done at this university over decades, including by our Crop Development Center that has just celebrated its 50th anniversary. The economic impact for this province at this University of Saskatchewan area alone is in the neighborhood of $40 billion. We've added to that economic impact in many ways, including by developing the varieties of crops that make this province and this country the export powerhouse that they are. And we need you to continue the work being done at this university on how to help ensure global water security. Our Global Water Futures program is ranked first in Canada, 18th worldwide out of thousands of universities. We need all of you to help ensure the world does not suffer from another pandemic. Science has done what was asked of it, to create vaccines in less than a year, the culmination of a lot of sacrifice and hard work, and also decades of basic research. and our veto researchers have played a big role in that. But there's a role for everyone, not only scientists, to prevent the next one. If the pandemic is revealing anything, it's that humanity's healthy future depends on evidence and data-based scientific truths being widely circulated and understood. High infection and mortality rates are a direct result of widespread misunderstanding, deliberate misinformation, skepticism of information, and a politicized rejection of scientific truths. This university has accepted the challenge of combating all that in so many ways, and we need all of you to continue to accept that challenge as you move beyond the university with your degree in hand. An arts and science education will be key to that. What you go on to influence as leaders in the sciences, social sciences, humanities, the fine arts will be the difference maker for our collective futures. An arts and science degree is a powerful thing. You hold that in your hands. And we will also need the policy expertise that many of you here today will bring as graduates of our Johnson Shoyama Graduate School of Public Policy. If ever there was a need for your expertise as we move into a new world of pandemic preparedness, informed by your undergraduate work in history, political science, ethics, equity and diversity, religious studies, education, law, business, anthropology. If ever we needed it, it's right now, so that you can help us to lead public opinion, not to follow it. The University of Saskatchewan degree you've worked hard to receive today has tremendous value. Many employers tell me that when they see an application from a University of Saskatchewan graduate, it gets special attention because the quality of the university is so high, because of its graduates' work ethic that's part of our prairie roots, and because you're problem solvers. And we need you to solve problems we can't even imagine today. I said that at a convocation 2.5 years ago when the pandemic was not yet on the radar. We need you to solve problems we can't even imagine today. Saskatchewan's future will depend upon it. The world's will. This underscores the critical importance of investing in higher education and the fact that we are a crucial part of the province's future success. We're in a province with the natural resources that are second to none in this country, with almost half of Canada's field cropland, 30% of the world's potash supplies at a time when the world needs food, the highest grade uranium in the world when we need clean energy, more than 10% of the world's rare earth minerals when batteries and computer chips are imperative to our future, vast tracts of forest, fresh water, huge strength in oil and gas. How to be innovative and responsible with these natural resources for the benefit of all of us is Saskatchewan's greatest challenge. Sustainable as well, which speaks to the significance of your degree from our School for Environment and Sustainability. As one of Canada's top-ranked research universities, the University of Saskatchewan ensures this province stays ahead of the innovation curve. Without our kind of research and teaching, there is no innovation, and without innovation, we all have a diminished future. So now, more than ever before, we all need people with degrees like yours, from a university like yours, to help build a more sustainable world, a more equitable world, a healthier world, a world with the courage to embrace diversity and togetherness simultaneously. And I'm proud that we now have students from over 130 countries attending the University of Saskatchewan, and many of those countries are represented by graduates here today. The world also needs us to be a university that responds to the work of the Truth and Reconciliation Commission, and I'm grateful that the University of Saskatchewan is seen in this country as a participant, not a bystander, in building reconciliation. We're at a time when the country faces the greatest cultural opportunity of its history, Being the university the world needs today means committing to reconciliation. Canada's future depends on our Indigenous youth making this world a better place in ways only they know how. It will take a strategic mixture of patience and impatience, and it's going to take time. But as our first president, Walter Murray, wrote to a friend in 1908 when he was taking the train out here to begin his great work as our first president, when traveling here, he said, we are building for centuries. The University of Saskatchewan is a great experiment in human culture, a place where we learn to be humble servants of a democratic society and respectful critics of it. None of you know exactly where you are headed, and that's okay. Take the journey, take the risks, find the passion, make a difference to a world that needs you now. It's a great privilege to have a university education, and with that privilege comes great responsibility. If you don't make the world a better place, who's going to do it? We know that you will do it. Thank you in advance on behalf of everyone here for taking up this tremendous and timely challenge, and we congratulate you on today's milestone in your lives. Thank you. All right. I don't usually take this much airtime, but it's my privilege to introduce to you Susan Ormiston, our honorary degree recipient. An honorary degree is the highest honor that a university can bestow, and today it is my great pleasure to introduce honorary degree recipient Susan Ormiston. Susan is an award-winning journalist whose extraordinary storytelling has given Canadians insight into the major issues of our time, as well as an enlightened perspective on many of the hotspots of the world during a stellar career spanning more than 40 years. Susan is one of Canada's most recognizable journalists, having worked for both CTV and CBC, covering the stories and people around the globe that have shaped history. After earning a journalism degree at Carleton University, she worked at CTV on programs such as W5 and Newsnet. She then reported for and hosted CBC's Marketplace, Fifth Estate, and The National, as well as serving as backup host for radio programs The Current and As It Happens. Recognized for reporting excellence in conflict zones that include Afghanistan, where she did 4 tours, Syria, Libya, Egypt, and most recently, Ukraine. She has produced and done live broadcasts from some 30 countries. She produced and developed CBC's Moscow Bureau. She provided historical coverage of Nelson Mandela's death from South Africa. During her 3-year posting at the CBC's London, UK Bureau, she covered many international stories, including wars and revolutions, as well as the royal wedding of William and Kate, the Queen's Diamond Jubilee, and the London Olympics. Susan is currently a foreign correspondent based in Washington, D.C., providing live news and documentary coverage on radio, television, and digital platforms. Along the way, Susan has earned many accolades and awards, including multiple Canadian Screen Awards nominations for Best Reporting, Radio and TV Awards, and a 2011 London Foreign Press Award. But less well known, perhaps, are Susan's strong Saskatchewan roots. She was raised in Saskatoon, attended Grosvenor Park School and Evan Hardy Collegiate, and still returns for summer vacations to Waskesiu Lake and Prince Albert National Park with her husband, Keith Herodance. They have 2 sons, William and Aidan. Perhaps her prairie roots partly account for Susan's outstanding ability to tell stories in a way that matters to Canadians. Whether she's interviewing prime ministers or warlords, cardinals or criminals, or ordinary people in extraordinary situations, Susan has a unique ability to draw people out. Her interview subjects have ranged from Shania Twain and Celine Dion to Bill Clinton and Vladimir Putin. And whether she is covering the terrible war in Ukraine, the death of George Floyd, the tragic Humboldt's bus crash memorialized on the walls of this building, Haiti, the Israeli-Gaza conflict, or the recent tragic shooting of school children in Texas, Susan's investigative reporting is tough, clear-eyed, and always full of compassion and understanding. As one of her nominators has stated, Susan is a passionate fighter who will not let up until she gets the real story. Eminent Chancellor, I present to you Susan Ormiston and ask that you confer on her the Doctor of Letters, honoris causa.
By virtue of the authority vested in me by the legislature of the province, and with the consent of the Senate of this university, I admit you to the degree of Doctor of Letters and invest you with all the powers, rights, and privileges pertaining thereto.
Well, gosh, I haven't felt this nervous since I was turning in my last paper for my graduation 150 years ago. I can't tell you how honored I am to be in Saskatoon, to receive this and thinking about my family and our roots here in Saskatchewan. Thank you, President Stoichev, for a lovely introduction. At least half of it is true. And Chancellor McCreath for this amazing honor here. I want to welcome you graduates, families, and friends for one reason: you made it. Well done. And I want to speak to you today and share with you a little bit of what I've learned along my path. It is an incredible honor to be here in Saskatchewan, a real vivid reminder that where we grow up, our roots, individual as they are, is often a key to who we become. My childhood home is about a 10-minute walk from here on 14th Street, across from what we called then the university plots, and I used to run in them as a child. I played field hockey on the sports field just behind us, and I ran track at Griffith Stadium. So I have many, many memories here. But sadly, and some of you may think tragically, I did not go to the University of Saskatchewan or frequent Louis' pub, which you may have spent a little bit too much time in the last few years. A journalism degree in Ottawa beckoned me, but I have many, many friends and family who did study here on this beautiful campus, one of the most beautiful in this country, including my dad, who got a civil engineering degree here. He studied hard and learned how to build roads and bridges, among other things, and then he went off to World War II and taught soldiers how to blow them up. He hated that. When he returned home to Saskatoon, he brought a war bride, my mother. She was not a prairie girl. In 1946, the year after the war ended, she uprooted, moving to Saskatoon from New York City, where she grew up. She was an immigrant, like many of you, an American trying to make her way on the prairies. And as she raised her 4 daughters, I was the youngest, she wove her family's roots in Virginia into ours. Her ancestors included the 3rd U.S. President, Thomas Jefferson. And at the moment, I live in Washington for CBC, and I live about a 10-minute walk from the Jefferson Memorial. It's just funny how life goes, where it takes you. That's all ahead of you. Our roots shape us, and it's how we honor them that make us. The values I learned here in Saskatchewan have stayed with me in my romp around the world, from human-made wars to natural disasters, from royal weddings to Olympic records, and recently, as the President noted, from the war in Ukraine and the unspeakable carnage in Uvalde, Texas. Our roots ground us. I was reminded years ago, after I'd married a proud prairie boy, Keith Harridance, who's an alumni of this university, we had 2 little boys, and we brought them back to the 100th anniversary of a village in southeastern Saskatchewan called Tantallon in the Coupelle Valley. My dad grew up there. At the time, the population numbered about 100 people with all the dogs and cats at home. It was quite a weekend. Sheep shearing, wiener roasts, pancake breakfasts, and a parade down Main Street that I was asked to join. Someone had come up with a hand-lettered sign on a Bristol board, Susan Ormiston, CBC, and it was taped to the side of the car. So I settled into the passenger seat, and on we went, slow for the parade. And I was all smiles until, well, you probably know the effect of a prairie wind. So within minutes, that prairie wind was attacking that sign, and it was flapping off the car like this, threatening to go off like tumbleweed. Here I was. So I now was waving with my left hand because my right hand was slung outside the car, trying to hold Susan Ormiston CBC to the car so it wouldn't escape into the fields. And I thought, gee, you know, if anybody thinks that the job I hold is glamorous in any way or always goes smoothly, I assure you it does not. That visual, too, is a pretty good metaphor for life, how it lurches from small squalls to major hurricanes, and how I've spent a lot of my career just wildly trying to hang on as I've witnessed human beings at their worst, cruel and brutal, but also people at their best, showing us examples of stunning empathy, even at the darkest moments of their lives. And those are the ones that stick with me, the courage of ordinary people in extraordinary circumstances. None of us can forget the Humboldt hockey crash, the team, the families of those hockey players, that bus T-boned by a transport truck. I remember from covering that story the courage of the Thomas family. Scott Thomas, a father who described to me and my CBC colleague, his son Evan, 18, he had a little birthmark on his cheek, and as a boy, Evan used to try to rub it off with a washcloth. And his dad, Scott, said, "Evan, it makes you unique. It's fine." His dad never having to imagine that he would have to identify his son by that birthmark. And Scott Thomas once met the truck driver whose vehicle barreled into the bus. It was at the trial, and Scott hugged him. Much later in an interview, he explained, "Our family doesn't have the energy for hatred, a higher calling that few of us could muster in those circumstances." Empathy, in my view, is too rare a commodity these days, where division is celebrated, where you're pushed to take a position, liberal or conservative, mask or no mask, fake news or fact, and the middle ground, the gray, where much of the growth occurs, is seen as weak. We risk today dividing into like-minded groups seeking an echo chamber and castigating those who disagree with us. I would suggest, from my position standing before you, that the label fake news is a cancer, masticizing. It's a favorite refuge for leaders like Vladimir Putin or Bashar al-Assad in Syria, leaders who display a particular penchant for attacking the media and seek an iron-fisted control of their message. But I maintain the war in Ukraine and many other conflicts would be much darker were it not for experienced journalists and activists and citizens risking everything to uncover the atrocities of war. At least 8 journalists so far have been killed since the Russian army invaded Ukraine. Scores of others have been drummed out of their jobs. Why? Particularly in Russia? Well, for calling that invasion a war. Fake news, according to President Putin. We, as journalists, work today in an increasingly threatening atmosphere, even here in Canada and the US, which undercuts the majority of fair-minded professional journalists. I do accept this honor today with much gratitude, and also as a signal that the work we do is critical, part of a free-minded society, and I thank the University of Saskatchewan sincerely for recognizing that. And as you, graduates, leave here today, you may be tempted to settle into groupthink, to fit in with those that think like you do, watch or read the news you do, speak your language literally or figuratively, and I encourage you to resist the temptation. After all, here at the University of Saskatchewan, you've met so many people whose roots are not like yours. 130 countries represented here. And hopefully you've discovered, as I have, that guess what? We humans are more alike than we are different. Celebrate that. A tiny example. On one of my reporting tours to Afghanistan, I sometimes wore Afghan clothing in order to avoid unnecessary and dangerous attention. So sometimes I would put on a men's tunic and Afghan men's pants to go into the city of Kandahar quietly, under the radar. And that particular piece of clothing, the pants are as wide as they are long. So you twist them around your waist and put a rope or a belt around. But on this occasion, the rope had gone missing, so I had none. So I tied them up around my waist and went off to the mayor's office in Kandahar. Only, as I was interviewing the mayor of Kandahar in southern Afghanistan, a conservative city, my pants gave way and started to droop down my thighs and ended up in a puddle around my ankles. I thought I was pretty much done for. A Canadian woman, pantless, in Kandahar, interviewing the mayor. Happily, the mayor was a very wise and generous person and didn't even blink as I knelt down with my microphone in one hand and pulling my pants up with the other and tried to just keep on going. The point of that story is later in the day, I interviewed a woman, an Afghan woman in a mud hut. She spoke Pashto, I don't. We were communicating in sign language, and she motioned. She could see me struggling with these pants, and she motioned, give them to me. She brought out a needle and a thread, and she made a placket in the waistband, and then threaded a piece of elastic through the waist to keep my pants up. I was so humbled. Here we were, 2 women, strangers, different cultures, but we were the same. Here I was struggling with my clothing and she helping me dress. Had you suggested on my graduation day that I would be there in Kandahar, or in Cairo, or in Bangladesh, or Brazil, or Cape Town, that I would interview dictators and heroes, that I would witness powerful movements arising from great injustices, like a knee on the neck of George Floyd, I would have said, that's a dream, that's an ambition, sure. But could I do it? Not really. I couldn't plot from here to there. I didn't have the confidence then at 22 years old, sitting in similar seats as yours. But I knew I wanted to. When I'd see the big news events in the world, I'd say, I want to be there, right in the middle, to pay witness to it, to tell the stories, to translate. So, some of the ingredients that help propel me, I pass on today. I'm sure that part of what you learned here at USask is the power of hard work and I guarantee it's a value whose currency is golden anywhere you go in the world. So hard work, yes. But if there's one thing you take away today, I'd say persistence. I believe it's a seriously undervalued secret weapon. Now, I'll use an American president, perhaps heresy in a Canadian university, but it was Calvin Coolidge who said, "Nothing in the world can take the place of persistence. Talent will not. There's nothing more common than unsuccessful men and women with talent. Education, barring this university, will not." He said, "The world is full of educated derelicts. Persistence and determination are omnipotent." Summarized, what he was saying and what I'm saying is be dogged, really dogged. Sheer persistence has gotten me out of a few jams and across a few international borders. When Muammar Gaddafi was fleeing his government falling in Libya, I and a team talked our way over the Tunisian-Libyan border. No visa, no invitation, no transport, just stubborn persistence. And on the other side, we caught a ride in a flatbread truck into the Libyan desert and on to document Gaddafi's murderous reign and the toppling of his regime. I might add, on that assignment, there were 6 of us in my team. 3 of them grew up in Saskatchewan, so there. Then again, do not expect that your journey from here will be easy. I had a few unique roadblocks along my path. I've been harassed, tear-gassed, threatened, detained by a mob in Egypt. I was shot at in Minneapolis by riot police using rubber bullets. They hurt. You'll stumble. We all do. It hurt when I was laid off from a great high-profile job in mid-career. I went to work one day, and they told me not to come back the next day. I was also 3 months pregnant. That was hard. It's how you pick up yourself that matters. A few other things might help you. In my view, be competitive. It's not a bad word. To me, it's a worthy asset if handled fairly. Ambition, wisely played, can lead to your dream life experiences, pursuits and jobs you can't even imagine sitting there today. Cherish your friends. They'll help you on the slippery parts of life. Some of my childhood friends are here today as guests. We've weathered years and distance and times drawn close, at times distant and at times drawn close. I'll tell you something, they know something and some things about me that no one knows. And they signed a non-disclosure agreement before coming here. One other thing I try to remember, not always successfully, celebrate the now, because it will change. Just ask Olga. I met Olga in a Ukrainian hospital recently. Her roots were in Mariupol. Her home was struck by a missile attack. She was trapped under cement debris for 6 hours, shouting at her neighbors to dig her out. When I saw her all broken up in the hospital, I asked her gently, "What about your husband?" She turned to me. He needed 5 more seconds to get to the basement. She lost him. She lost her parents and a sister and brother-in-law all that day. But my takeaway from Olga, what courage. What courage. She had heaps of it just to stay alive for a son and daughter who survived. So Olga would remind you today, celebrate the now, especially today. But keep that with you as you go, because it will change. And compared to most people in the world, the vast billions of people, you and we are so privileged. You live in Canada at the moment. You'll likely live longer than your parents. Half of the 5-year-olds today may live to be 100. Your kids may be smarter than you. And guess what? They'll start telling you that when they turn 15. And as much as finishing your degree may have seemed like a slog, you've been given a gift here at the university. Remember back in October, you were, struggling. You could see today, in the future, you're trying to get that last course done, wrap up your thesis or your last term paper. You knew the graduation and the after parties are coming. They were within reach. At the same time last October, I was interviewing an 18-year-old woman in first-year university engineering. She was so excited until the Taliban rolled into Kabul. The world watched in shock. Within a few weeks, the Taliban shut down universities for women. And for girls, they shut down school entirely for girls grades 7 and up. This young woman, with tears in her eyes, said to me, I want to study. I want to work. I want to do something for my country, Afghanistan. Our education, she said to me, is our power. We won't accept that we can't continue. But what do I do, she asked me. And I didn't have the answer, and I still don't. So as you spread your wings from here, consider those whose path is more earthbound than yours through no fault of their own. This is an uncertain time. The pandemic, polarized politics, new wars, and the old climate changing around us, it can feel daunting. That's normal. Here's a final thought to chew on as you leave. When Nelson Mandela was elected president in South Africa, the first Black president in a racist country where the majority of its citizens had been denied the vote, Mandela spoke about fear, and I was there to hear him in South Africa. Mandela said that our greatest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our greatest fear is that we are actually powerful, that each of you has distinct talent and power to affect change. And Mandela said, your playing small doesn't serve the world. So, whether you stay here in Saskatchewan to help build this great, enduring province, or leave here and come back because you will, wherever you go, the hard work, the curiosity, the persistence you've learned has prepared you. Your playing small doesn't serve the world. So what will that mean to you? Remember to thank all who helped you get here today. Your families and friends who answered your texts when you were feeling low, who worried and fretted, who may have prayed for you, as my sisters did when I was far away and the world where I was cracking apart. So thank them. And going forward, in a few hours, there's lots of time to figure out and worry about your place in the world. This week, let loose, celebrate the moment. You've earned it. Congratulations and thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Ormiston. Eminent Chancellor, President Stoichev, members of the University Senate and Board of Governors, I present to you the petition of the Council of this university that the candidates to be named, having fulfilled all the requirements of the bylaws, may, with your permission, be admitted to the degrees, diplomas, and certificates to which they are entitled.
By virtue of the authority vested in me by the legislature of this province and with the consent of the council of this university, I consent to admit you to the degrees, diplomas, and certificates to which you are entitled, and to vest you with all the powers, rights, and privileges pertaining thereto.
Would the graduates in the front row please rise and approach the platform? As you make your way forward, I'll let you know how the conferring of degrees will unfold. As you enter the stage, please stop and face the audience, as the hood will be placed over your shoulders. You may remove your mask if you wish. Once you've been hooded, proceed to the first podium, where the orator will present each of you by name. Once your name has been announced, proceed to be greeted by the President and the Chancellor. Make sure, and this is important, make sure you stop in front of the Chancellor, because that is how you officially graduate. The Chancellor admits you to the Convocation of the University of Saskatchewan. For health reasons, unfortunately, today there will be no handshaking, but you will continue across the platform to be greeted by the Dean or Associate Dean of your college and to receive your parchment from them. A photo will be taken prior to exiting the stage, and a photographer will also be backstage and will take your photo again before you return to your seat.
Eminent Chancellor, on behalf of the Faculty of College of Arts and Science, I present to you these scholars and ask that you will confer on them the degree of Bachelor of Arts 3-year. I present to you Muhammad Ali. Rebecca Areni. Kayla Marie Brewster. Camila Alejandra Mora Villegas. Olivia Mary Catherine Morris, with great distinction. Liam Timothy Noon. Maria Michaela Isguera Panahan. Syed Taha Rizvi. Mackenzie Ria Stevens. Pinkprit Kaur Tur. Ilaria Maria Zuzak, with distinction. Eminent Chancellor, on behalf of the Faculty of the College of Arts and Science, I present to you these scholars and ask that you will confer on them the degree of Bachelor of Arts 4-year. I present to you Abdullah Ali Abdul Zabar, with distinction. Adedamola James Afe. Nadine Stephanie Emily Ballantyne. Joshua Matt Berry. Sebastian Barrero Ramos. Michaela Nicole Boyenko, with distinction. Renata Chosiz, with distinction. Mariela Dyer, with distinction. Chloe Hanchak, with great distinction. Blessing Ugonma Zoe Ibeku. Sydney Emily Allen Fremont, with great distinction. Michaela Lynn Holinsky with great distinction. Niahok Hot. Avery Cole Q-Step. Chad Nicholas Arnold Krillo. Samantha Janelle Manette LaRose with distinction. Kayla Wawasomo Laveli. David Nicholas Llewellyn. Peyton Madden Barber. Tegan Renee Marion. Sydney Page Mills. Amber Moses with distinction. Carlene Marie Roberts. Peyton Anna Mae Tegstorm with distinction. Don Angelo Esteban Tubera. Matthew Onienchi Uzoho. Bailey Irene Weeks. Michael Henry Wilkie with distinction. Alex Cameron Uzik. Heidi Mary Ann Zwak. Eminent Chancellor, on behalf of the faculty of the College of Arts and Science, I present to you these scholars and ask that you will confer on them the degree of Bachelor of Arts honors. I present to you Ryan Anna Bateman with high honors. Jordan May Boone. Kennedy Mary Culberson with high honors. Zoe Lynn Dreamy with high honors. Nicole Elaine Headley with high honors. Leah Joyce Elaine Houseman with high honors. Luna Wilhelmine Johnson with high honors. Eliza Denise Karangwa. Fine Liu. Donghao Lu with high honors. Devin Quinton Prechler with high honors. Lu Yao Q. Aryan Singh with high honors. Denny Kenneth Slough with high honors. Georgia Faith Smith with high honors. Summer Christina Stevenson with high honors. Jaslyn Nicole Walker with high honors. Chao Wei Wang with high honors. Eminent Chancellor, on behalf of the Faculty of the College of Arts and Science, I present to you these scholars and ask that you will confer on them the degree of Bachelor of Science 3-year. I present to you Susan Tinola Fekandi with great distinction. Lindsay Marlene Hadouik. Tavneet Kaur. Imbisat Aziz Makhdum with great distinction. Chelsea Lynn Olson with great distinction. Gavin Ray Westrick. Janish Perolino with distinction. Mehul Ranjan Prasad. Navleen Thind. Zinke Zhu.
Eminent Chancellor, on behalf of the faculty of the College of Arts and Science, I present to you these scholars and ask that you will confer on them the degree of Bachelor of Science 4-year. I present to you Leah Rachel Alford. Sibtain Ali with great distinction. Saeed Mahad Ali with great distinction. Isabel Mary Alton with great distinction. Tristan James Vaughn Anderson Woodsworth with great distinction. Bilal Assad, with great distinction. Mary Rose Agosto. Carter Berg, with great distinction. Emily Ann Bindle. Annikit Bither, with great distinction. Derek William Alexander Bodner. Harry James Booth. Hannah Ricky Bradford, with distinction. Lirisha Intafa Chanasari, with distinction. Ella Cameron Clark, with distinction. Andrew Alexander Conan. Aaron Couveret, with distinction. Delaney Marlene Elizabeth Crosby. Darlie Diana Kalma Dekane. Rodessa May Apostle Desena. Michaela Deshane. Brendan Kane Driediger, with distinction. Ogochoku Veronica Anenze, with great distinction. Chalista Lynn Fendelet, with great distinction. Christy Callie Terry Fender. Sadie Jelena Fuchs, with great distinction. Brady Robert Fossen, with distinction. Taze Jordan Frolic, with great distinction. Rebecca Elsie Gange. Amber Dawn Geiger. Nikki Lee Glaju. Nadine Ray Gordon. Samantha Marie Gottinger. Sarah Grella. Rebecca Frida Hammer, with great distinction. Marlee Amanda Hauber. December Noel Hayes. Niman Hay, with great distinction. Cassidy Irene Holzinger, with great distinction. Bilawal Basit Irfan, with great distinction. Spencer Thomas Ismond. Wenyuan Jiang. Amy Rochelle Jones, with distinction. Joelle Kasongo. Bagaya Baduge. Harrison Cole Laborde. Kelly Joyce Christine Larocque. Fahad Lasisi. Cindy Chin Lee, with great distinction. Shanbiao Lin, with great distinction. Madison Rosemarie Longmoor. Cassidy Amanda Leons. Christian Paulo Caparas Magadia. Oyindamola Esther Magdabelo. Giancarlo Majorenos. Amara Aziz Makdoum. Rachel Marie Matojovic. Sabrina McCree. Muzin Mini. Emily Miskolchi. Tia Tennille Westwind Montgrand. Ellie Mariella Monio. Rachel Mary Morris. Harmony Mund. Hamza Najib. Tashfia Nidhi. Samantha Dawn Panku with great distinction. Lyubov Pashtashenko. Tanish Patel with great distinction. Haley May Paul with great distinction. Tanisha Pompu with great distinction. Shivani Powell with great distinction. Taryn Prefontaine with great distinction. Tori Lynn Rendall with great distinction. Kiana Taylor Robbins. Joshua Liam Roberts, with great distinction. Grayson Rory Georgia Russell, with distinction. Mark Sabo, with great distinction. Sabahat Saeed, with great distinction. Lilo Perez Salapari. Lilo Perez Salapari, with great distinction. Yana Sardayan. Samuel William Birks Scribante. Natalia Marie Shevchuk, with distinction. Ashton Michael Thomas Suchek, with great distinction. Ishika Shukla, with great distinction. Kelsey Grace Shinkarak, with great distinction. Gurdeep Kaur Sidhu, with great distinction. Mark Job Drio Simbulan. Het Sisodia, with great distinction. Brinna Noel Spence, with distinction. Brianna Grace Stone, with great distinction. Carmen Dawn Stusek. Bree Robin Talon, with great distinction. Hafsa Tanvir, with great distinction. Oluwadur Tuimi Tayoho. Tyler Jordan Thibault, with distinction. Nadine Ray Toner. Jensen Nicole Trellenberg, with great distinction. Jeremy Brian Medrano Valino. Sydney Vibert, with great distinction. Xiaoyu Wang. Kelsey Jean Marie Weston, great distinction. Nathan Riley Whitbread, with great distinction. Cassia May Wachowski, with great distinction. Chantel Wong, with great distinction. Cheyenne Wiley, with great distinction. Da Yi. Ryan Scott Zelini. Liam Donald Zimmerman, with great distinction. Joel Anthony Zimraz, with great distinction.
Eminent Chancellor, on behalf of the faculty of the College of Arts and Science, I present to you these scholars and ask that you will confer on them the degree of Bachelor of Science honors. I present to you Anthony Martin Antaya, with high honors. Nishi Bamania, with high honors. Katrina Erica Mateo Beto. Maya Rufina Burscheid, with high honors. Elena Catherine Blaney. Jacqueline Anna Marie Bozer, with high honors. Stephanie Joy Camacho. Kyle Preston Carrier, with high honors. Kennedy Rain Cholin. Jaden Donald Christopher, with high honors. Krenyan De Los Santos De Juan. Sahilpreet Singh Dulat. Emma Louise Finch with high honors. Danielle Nicole Forrester with high honors. Liliana Gonzalez Gonzalez with high honors. Jesse Hagerman. Jessie Ann Heisler with high honors. Brianna Denise Hipkin. Garage Kaur Hothy. Yun Huang. Jessica McLeod Mitchell with high honors. Amar Veer Singh Minhas. Spencer Neil Orvold with high honors. Mackenzie Marie Park. Desiree Ann Farquillan Puno. Samir Lakshan Rathanayaka Koralij with high honors. Muhammad Rehan. Michaela Julianne Reichel with high honors. Sangwani Simwaka with high honors. Todd Elliott Stang with high honors. Bryn Marie Caitlin Stebbings with high honors. Natisha Thakar with high honors. Katie Maria Trolley. Braden Robert Wilkinson. Eminent Chancellor, on behalf of the faculty of the College of Arts and Science, I present to you these scholars and ask that you will confer on them the degree in Bachelor of Science, Biomedical Science, 3-year. I present to you Emily Starr Hansen with great distinction. Eminent Chancellor, on behalf of the faculty of the College of Arts and Science, I present to you these scholars and ask that you will confer on them the degree in Bachelor of Science, Biomedical Science, 4-year. I present to you Amelia Anthony. Hannah Elizabeth Bouvier, with distinction. Nicole Bernadette Friedrich, with distinction. Paige Elizabeth Hodson, with distinction. Jennifer Ives, with distinction. Muhammad Ariel Nasir, with distinction, great distinction. Howie Ganamo Roba, with distinction. Eminent Chancellor, on behalf of the faculty of the College of Arts and Science, I present to you these scholars and ask that you will confer on them the degree in Bachelor of Science, Biomedical Science honors. I present to you Jordan Anthony Bayros, with high honors. Nicholas Jason Claude Bauer, with high honors. Hannah Gertrude Braun, with high honors. Michael Adelua Dada. Adam Douglas Magnus, with high honors. Ashana Patel. Meet Atul Kumar Patel, with high honors. Rika Kamala Whitaker, with high honors. Anthony Spencer Yorkowski, with high honors. Eminent Chancellor, on behalf of the faculty of the College of Arts and Science, I present to you these scholars and ask that you will confer on them the degree of Bachelor of Arts and Science 4-year. I present to you Rebecca. Kia May Marcelo Abian, with distinction. Daniel Bake, with great distinction. Marie Christine Balderrama. Trayton Marion Joseph Banier. Ryan Michael Bottarelli. Theron Corey. Marissa Jane Dembach, with distinction. Samantha Ann Fowler, with distinction. Elliot Eric Grand Sherbert with great distinction. Atlee Christine Hamlin. Anna Margaret Johnson with distinction. Arslan Elia Cambo with distinction. Jordan Nicole Donovan Laviolette with distinction. Andrew Martin. Katrina Ivy Melvin with great distinction. Kyla Rain Misler. Shanza Mujahid with distinction. Joshua Olasama Opota with great distinction. Madhushika Paithridge. Minal Rawat with great distinction. Crystal Lynn Bragas Ramonde. Jacqueline Julie Reynaud with distinction. Jade Tamaling with distinction. Nikita Thacker. Dominique Lillian Trick with great distinction. Janelle Cameron Vargisi with great distinction. Lauren Catherine Weisgerber with great distinction. Hakeem Hire Youssef. Ramala Yusuf Muhammad with great distinction. Eminent Chancellor, on behalf of the faculty of the College of Arts and Science, I present to you these scholars and ask that you will confer on them the degree of Bachelor of Arts and Science honors. I present to you Paige Lucienne Daubenfeld with high honors. Krishna Alexandria Colon with high honors. Brittany Margaret Amelia March Shears with high honors. Modupe Ayomid Oliani. Eminent Chancellor, On behalf of the Faculty of Graduate and Postdoctoral Studies, I present to you these scholars from the College of Arts and Science and ask that you will confer on them the degree of Master of Arts. I present to you Maria Teresita Cruz, Samved Dar, Nathaniel Danny Hammond, Alexandria Rochelle Pavlich, Eminent Chancellor, on behalf of the Faculty of Graduate and Postdoctoral Studies, I present to you these scholars from the College of Arts and Science and ask that you will confer on them the degree of Master of Science. I present to you Joseph Starr Abrams, Brandon Trent Neufeld, Nicholas Gordon Shepard, Cobb Steins, Eminent Chancellor, on behalf of the Faculty of Graduate and Postdoctoral Studies, I present to you these scholars from the School of Environment and Sustainability and ask that you will confer on them the degree of Master of Sustainability. I present to you Sadie Lynn Childs, Darby Ann DeRoche, Carrie Anthony Fisher, Nadine Goldstone, Danielle Jordan Poulin, Brenda Lee Reed, Natasha Tinnis, Rory Francis Wheat, Eminent Chancellor, on behalf of the Faculty of Graduate and Postdoctoral Studies, I present to you these scholars from the School of Environment and Sustainability and ask that you will confer on them the degree of Master of Sustainable Environmental Management. I present to you Anupam Das, Eminent Chancellor, on behalf of the Faculty of Graduate and Postdoctoral Studies, I present to you these scholars from the School of Environment and Sustainability and ask that you will confer on them the degree of Master of Water Security. I present to you Rankesh Sunil Patel, Eminent Chancellor, on behalf of the Faculty of Graduate and Postdoctoral Studies, I present to you these scholars from Johnson Shoyama Graduate School of Public Policy and ask that you will confer on them the Graduate Certificate in Public Policy Analysis. I present to you Nathaniel Stevenson Odusola, Ping Zhu, Eminent Chancellor, on behalf of the Faculty of Graduate and Postdoctoral Studies, I present to you this scholar from the Johnson Shoyama Graduate School of Public Policy and ask that you will confer on her the degree of Master of Northern Governance and Development. I present to you Valerie Adele McLeod. Eminent Chancellor, on behalf of the Faculty of Graduate and Postdoctoral Studies, I present to you these scholars from the Johnson Shoyama Graduate School of Public Policy and ask that you will confer on them the degree of Master of Public Administration. I present to you Cameron Danielle Choquette. Anna Mikolavina Chorsenenko. Grace Rebecca Fulkins. Andrew Jacob Haas. Irina Larinovich. Arsalan Majid. Elizabeth Oluwatosin Ogenini. Connor Jordan Pillar. Benga David Rafai. Selena Smith. Vritti Vasuvadan. Patrick Kamla Yevu. Eminent Chancellor, on behalf of the Faculty of the Graduate and Postdoctoral Studies, I present to you these scholars and ask that you will confer on them the degree of Doctor of Philosophy. I present to you Apurba Das. Igor de Albuquerque. Robert Benjamin Fawcett. Yuchen Gao. Mariam Safar Shahi. Nakaya Nadel Yvonne. Ju John. Please join me in congratulating these graduates on their certificates, diplomas, and degrees.
Eminent Chancellor, in the name of the faculties, I ask that you grant the degrees, diplomas, and certificates in absentia to those students who have met the requirements to graduate, but who were not able to be present today.
At the request of the faculties, I authorize these degrees, diplomas, and certificates to be granted.
The University Medal in Bachelor of Arts and Science degree is awarded annually at Spring Convocation to the most distinguished graduate in a Bachelor of Arts and Science degree program. This year's recipient is Paige Daubenfeld, who graduates today with a Bachelor of Arts and Science honors degree in Health Studies. The Health Studies program in the College of Arts and Science is characterized by the highly interdisciplinarity nature of the program spanning across the college. Paige has excelled academically in this program, and her work is noted for its thoughtfulness and creativity. In reflecting on her efforts toward completion of her honors thesis, Paige's supervisor notes, "I have been thoroughly impressed by the magnitude and quality of her efforts to extract meaning from the considerable data set." In April of 2022, Paige presented the results of her honors thesis at the University of Saskatchewan Psychology and Health Studies Undergraduate Research Conference. Paige's exceptional academic record is further reflected in her receipt of several awards, including the Shevkenik Scholarship, University of Saskatchewan Scholarships on 3 occasions, and an Arts and Science Interdisciplinary Scholarship. This summer, Paige will work with her supervisor to translate the project she worked on for her honors thesis into a submission to a peer-reviewed publication. During her undergraduate study, Paige has shown a commitment to the university community through her volunteer activities. Most notably, Paige has been a Learning Communities peer mentor since September 2019. In this role, she facilitated sessions of the learning community and shared her own personal experiences with first-year students to help them feel a sense of belonging on the USask campus. These efforts were of immense value during the pandemic, when students were studying remotely and establishing a community was particularly challenging. Similar to the breadth of courses that make up the BA and SC degree, Paige expresses a range of personal interests, including camping, singing, and several sports, including softball, basketball, and volleyball. Pretty much anything that includes a ball. Yep. This fall, Paige will pursue her dream of becoming a doctor, either in medical school at the University of British Columbia or here at USask. Eminent Chancellor, I am pleased to present Paige Daubenfeld as this year's recipient of the University Medal in Bachelor of Arts and Science degree.
The Right Reverend Monsignor Miroslav Kolodej Memorial Academic Prize is awarded annually to a graduating 3rd or 4th year St. Thomas More College student with the highest overall cumulative average. The Kolodej Prize honors Father Kolodej, who served with the Ukrainian Catholic Church in Canada, and is a tribute to his vision, dedication, achievement, and love of learning. On behalf of St. Thomas More College, I am pleased to present this prize to Paige Daubenfeld. As you just heard, Paige is receiving her Bachelor of Arts and Science honors with high honors in health studies with a concentration in individual, society, and health. She has excelled academically, receiving several awards at the University of Saskatchewan, is a dedicated volunteer and is continuing to work on her honors thesis project over the summer. When asked about her experiences at STM over the last 4 years, Paige said, "I've had the pleasure of taking many STM classes. I sought out STM classes because I enjoyed the smaller class sizes and dedicated professors that are willing to ensure you achieve your academic goals." Paige spent the majority of her free time studying at STM, which she calls a truly beautiful and quiet study location with study rooms, a library, and good food options. Paige told us that she was grateful for the additional student awards, networking opportunities with staff and faculty, and a small, welcoming community that she experienced as an STM student. Paige will be putting her health studies education to good use as she begins her studies in medicine in the fall, and we wish her all the very best in her future endeavors. Eminent Chancellor, I'm pleased to present Paige Devenfield as this year's recipient of the Right Reverend Monsignor Miroslav Kolodej Memorial Academic Prize. Congratulations, Paige.
So today you receive your degree from the University of Saskatchewan. You have earned it. Every time you look at that parchment, it will serve as a reminder of the countless hours you've dedicated to receiving it. It's a culmination of your years of hard work, all of which prepares you for a lifetime of success. Congratulations. With degree in hand, you join our ever-growing alumni family, more than 165,000 USass graduates around the world. The following video will show you where a degree from USass can take you.
Congratulations from USask alumni.
Minsa Kondenoy Makanak, Katipinishik Nation Nikas, Cody First Nation Donchi. My name is Judy Pelly. I come from Cody First Nation. I'm a Anishinaabe Kwe. I'm a Soto. I am also an alumni of the university. We all stuck together through all this surreal time in our lives, and we can go on. We can go on and see a better tomorrow, be a better tomorrow for us. And with that, again, Chimegwich, hi. Thank you.
You are now part of our growing alumni family. We are proud to welcome you as one of our own. When you started this journey, you didn't know all the challenges you would face. You've proven to yourself and all those in your corner that you are resilient. Congratulations on beginning this next chapter. You now belong to a community of more than 165,000 alumni. The following reflections from some of our many distinguished alumni show the ways in which they continue to carry the University of Saskatchewan with them throughout their lives.
I've seen academia as a fundamental base, but a platform to do other things that I have been interested in and passionate about, and I've been lucky enough that I've been able to do that.
Upon completing my 2 degrees from the university, I went a different direction. I went into business, and I've been self-employed ever since.
Those interactions helped me. These interactions, these opportunities helped me to create the path where I am right now.
I love being around young people. I love their energy. They're kind of like just starting out, and they've got this whole life ahead of them.
You are always welcome here. Let's create a brighter future together. Today, we celebrate you.
This brings our convocation ceremony to a close. I would like to thank a number of people: our vocalist, Linda Millette, our drum group, Buffalo Boy Production, our elder, Roland Duquette, and the phenomenal members of the convocation planning team for their dedication to making these ceremonies a success. I also want to express a very special thanks to Dr. Susan Ormiston. She will always be part of the class of 2022. Finally, now to the graduates. You have studied diligently to earn your degree, diploma, or certificate, and I wish you continued success throughout your lives, both personally and professionally. Congratulations. It is my hope that thanks to your precious experience here, your education has prepared you to meet some important challenges. How to heal an injured child, how to create art that transforms people's perspectives, how to protect human rights, how to engineer shelter for humanity, how to write a poem that explains the feeling of loss or joy, how to deploy capital to produce and market innovation, how to ensure that agriculture production feeds the world, or in summary, how to design and work for a just society. Earning your parchment is a new road to opportunity and adventure. The education you have received from this university has prepared you to meet these challenges. The world needs you. Follow your heart. Be ambitious. This will lead you to your true passion. That is our wish for each graduate of the University of Saskatchewan. Never, never forget this institution. Your degree is a coveted passport. May all your dreams come true. And as Dr. Seuss would say, yay, you. In closing, I ask that you remain at your seats until the platform party has left the stage.